Brilliance Audio presents The Things I Know by Amanda Prowse, performed by the author. The Things I Know is dedicated to all the people like me, who throughout their life have always felt that they didn't quite fit. For all those who believe that happy ever after is something that happens to other people. To all of you, I would say, it only takes one person to show you the magic, and when it happens, you'll know it was worth the wait. Prologue. Hitch pulled the jotter from her bedside table and unscrewed the top of her pen before writing down the thoughts that raced around inside her head. A small act, but one that encouraged the words to stop rolling and helped her think a little straighter. She had always done it. Some might consider her thoughts and dreams to be somewhat juvenile, but for someone who was born with challenges, a girl who had always lived life a few steps behind her peers, lurking in the shadows, hidden from the shiny, perfect girls who reached for the stars. It was how she expressed everything that was too hard to say out loud. These are the things I know. I know my name is Thomasina Hitch Waycott. I know I'm not like everyone else. I know I was born a little bit different, like someone held the instructions upside down or lost a part when they opened the box. I also know that words are powerful things, and they have weight. I know certain words have sat in my stomach for as long as I can remember, and weigh so much that when I'm in a crowd or I meet someone new, they pull my shoulders down and make my head hang forward so I can only look at the floor. Tard, fuckwit, rabbit mouth. I know I want to see other countries. I know I want to go to New York. I know I want a boyfriend. I know I want my own kitchen. I know I want to paint my nails instead of having them caked in mud. I know I want to own clothes that are pretty. I know I want to own sparkly red shoes that I will never get to wear, but I can look at whenever I want. What I don't know is just how different I am. And I also don't know how I can find this out. And I know that some days I'm happy and other days I'm sad. But that's the same for everyone, isn't it? Chapter 1. The two drove back from the barley mow in the pickup truck, the dark, shadowy lanes lit in part by the full bright moon that hung low in the late-night sky. It had been a good evening. How Hitch loved Jonathan being home, realising in that moment just how keenly she'd felt the absence of her clever little brother, who had been away at agricultural college for the last couple of years. And now he was back, her entertainer and her protector. Jonathan, look after your sister. Her parents had been yelling this at him since he'd been old enough to walk and talk, and that was kind of the unwritten rule, that they looked after each other. Right now, Jonathan was drunk as a skunk, and it was her turn to watch out for him by driving him home. The whole evening had felt curiously like a celebration of sorts, as a good night out often did. They had won at pool, beer had been sunk, the jukebox fed with coins, and their high spirits now lingered in the car. Jonathan sat upright in the passenger seat, his face ruddy from too much drink, his shirt unbuttoned at the collar and his breath sour. The windows were rolled down to let the cold night air into the cab of the truck, and the sounds of their music out. "Do you think Shelley might like to go out for a drink with me?" He slurred a little. "You like Shelley?" This was news. "Kind of," he sighed. "Not really. Well, I dunno. I think she's pretty and lovely and straightforward and kind," he rattled on. "But you know what it's like, Hitch. Around here we can't be too choosy. There's not that many options." You can't go for Shelley just because there's not much choice. She thought about the nice enough girl who worked behind the bar and who'd been in her class at school. I think that's a bit mean. I would never want to be mean to her. She's fabulous. I just feel like I could go crazy here, he yelled. You go crazy? You only came home a couple of weeks ago, and actually, the way you're shouting like a madman makes me think you're probably halfway there already. Maybe, but I'm...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?